one thing that touches us all that everybody has to do. Everybody has to eat.
The high rate of death in the Black community.
So you wonder why you're having diabetes and high blood pressure with elementary school kids, because they're eating the junk.
That's a lot of things. That's food, of course. The poverty we in, they set us up for that. Okay, you put me somewhere, I don't have the resources, I don't have food. My main priority is survival then, right? We get into survival mode. They don't have survival thinking in Clayton. It's survival mode. I gotta feed these kids. I gotta do this. I gotta make ends meet. Hey, sometimes survival mode, you gonna do what you gotta do to survive.
You know, we saw during the COVID-19 pandemic the high rate of death in the Black community. And a lot of that can be traced back to what they were calling comorbidities. Heart disease and kidney disease and just things of that nature. But that can be traced back to nutrition, lack of nutrition, diet.
Family members getting sick, that was something that really impacted me. And when I looked into it, most of what they were getting sick from was things that were diet related.
You should not have high blood pressure at 9 years old. You just should not. But if the diet is what it is, then that's where it is.
I grew up in this region, and this was not a food desert by any means. We had 3 major grocery stores to shop from. And over time, those stores closed, and it made room for things like dollar stores, liquor stores, convenience stores, and it took all of the healthy, fresh produce out of the region and brought in a lot of the high processed foods. And so this is how this became a food desert or a food swamp.
When a kid comes to school from an educator, the past 20 years, one thing I've noticed is a lot of incidents of deal in the morning that you've had is due to the fact the kid is hungry. So when you're talking to me about a class lesson, I'm not listening to that if my stomach is growling. I'm gonna hear that before I hear this stuff going on, because my mind's telling me I got a problem, and then you're irritable. So being able to provide kids with snacks in the morning and stuff like that's how you get the day started. So I don't know what a disconnect is in society, but everybody that doesn't know, they really do know. They might be ignoring it because they know how it is when they miss lunch for the day or they haven't eaten, but imagine missing that 2 days in a row.
Oftentimes, if a community is a food desert, it's also a jobs desert, an education desert, an entertainment desert. And so kids that are raised on nothing but processed foods or foods with a lot of high salt and high sugar content, it not only impacts their body, their physical health, but their mental health also. Food is needed to make sure that the brain is getting enough of the various hormones to regulate behavior, moods, the central nervous system. And so when kids are being raised on a Pop-Tart and cereal only, then it really makes it hard for them to concentrate.
Imagine not having eaten for 3 days. See, and I think sometimes people should take a step back. Sometimes we forget where we come from, but some of us came up to where we knew what it was like to be pretty hungry, not starving, but hungry, but we always just think we got it good and everybody else is fine. But food insecurity is a real issue right now.
20 years ago here in Metro St. Louis, there was probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 to 150 independent grocers. Today, there's probably no more than 10. The competitive nature of the business, it's a very low margin business. I've operated this store well for the last 35 years. There's a lot of poverty in the area. Unfortunately, the last year and a half has been a pretty tough road to hoe. Prices have skyrocketed, that things that used to be 99 cents a pound, no longer, they're $1.99 a pound. Your bill at home that may have gone up 40 or 50 bucks, my utility bill has gone up thousands. And you can't just snap your finger in a very competitive business to accommodate higher operational costs, where utility costs, labor costs, transportation costs have all just escalated while sales have remained pretty constant. At an unprofitable rate that we were going, couldn't survive much longer. It didn't take a brain surgeon to see that something's happened. And shelves were getting empty, and fessed up and said, we're closing the store.
Last time we did some data mining, we counted around 260,000 residents of North St. Louis County between our 12 service zip codes. And there are roughly 24 full-service grocery stores in all 12 of those zip codes to service all of those people.
The customer base who's now going to struggle, travel further to get their groceries, and then not being able to get all the things that we have supplied them with for years.
You know, grocery stores bring not only good food, but they also bring jobs. They bring quality jobs. They create a tax base so that when people are shopping, they're paying sales tax revenue, and that helps to bring economic development into the region. When the Shop and Save stores closed in 2018, some of them became Schnucks stores, but the ones that did not closed and were left vacant. And so not only are they not hiring people, they're not bringing in those sales tax dollars, but they're also becoming grounds for things like illegal dumping and other criminal activities.
When they go to the smaller convenience type stores, prices are higher, selection is limited, and more burden on the customer who is already struggling to make ends meet. I've been the guy who's been here 6-7 days a week, every week. For a person to be in this business as an independent, they have to be fully motivated to succeed. And even with full motivation, sometimes the cards are a little bit stacked against you and have to deal with problems. Unfortunately, I've been dealt a few tough cards.
Everybody put a jar mix in their bag.
I got one.
Okay. Y'all got y'all fig board? Everybody got a fig board?
No.
How are you?
Hey.
Good to see you. You get one or two? All right. I wasn't sure if you took one to someone or not.
No. But thank you.
You are so welcome. How you been?
I've been doing fine.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
This is the best roll about choice, right here. And these mustards still look good.
You taking the whole head or you taking the lead?
The whole head. Yeah, that's why you see missing spots. So I've been harvesting them. The Japanese mustard's been doing good. Yeah. Hey, we could probably throw garlic in here, man. Support your local growers. Think we need to get more into food hubs, community-ran grocery stores. I believe in all that. I believe Red Circle's working on something in Jennings with a community-ran grocery store. That'd be dope. We got No Syrup Food Hub. They starting it. They getting it together.
North Sarah Food Hub was founded March 22nd, 2020. Is chopping zucchini. And what's this going into? Do you know?
Roasted vegetables.
Roasted vegetable what?
Lemon couscous.
Lemon couscous, yes. Yeah, we got some good recipes here. These are our double stack ovens. We do a lot of baking. We do volume cooking on this side, but only in these ovens. And then this is used mainly for, like, you know, developing recipes, etc. You know, the problem is really boils down to education and understanding proper nutrition, what your diet should be, what it should consist of. We've been taught the wrong things by the industry. We were one of the only organizations that's doing the type of work that we're doing, where we're sourcing directly from farmers. We're bringing that food in and we're turning it into meals. We save, but we pay them more, and then we can get, you know, volumes like this on a regular basis. So this is, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's probably, each one of these are 30 pounds. So it's about 600 pounds of produce. Wow. 600 pounds of collard greens. And then we have some turnips over here that we got from another organization, Produce Tribe, which we work with in Tennessee. Once we opened, we hit the ground running. We started making meals for the community. We started making 700 meals for St. Louis Public Schools, and then everything just kind of snowballed at that point.
In 2021, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And I needed help with just cooking. You know, the biggest thing that I found to be a challenge was having something prepared when I would get hungry. So I called and I signed up. They deliver to my home prepared meals and fresh vegetables and fruits.
Diabetes puts them at risk for many different poor health outcomes. Poor eyesight, you know, if it's really unmanaged, of course, we know we can lose limbs, kidney failure. It's just a whole host of poor health outcomes that can result from unmanaged diabetes. And for our hospitals, we see a lot of them in our emergency departments.
Plating. So on this side, this is plating. Whenever everything is made and it's cooled down, then we bring it over here. We use this table for plating. So they'll lay out the 3 compartment trays. They'll come back, and then with the 3 compartment trays, they'll place everything in the tray. Once you get all 3 compartments filled, then they take them, place them on another tray. Then it goes over to this machine over here, which seals it. So this is our commercial sealer. So we put the trays in, the 3 compartment trays inside the tray templates over here. It goes underneath the heat seal, and the heat seals everything. Then we put after that, we put our labels and everything on it, and then we put them in the boxes, and then they go back into the freezer to be distributed to the community.
They're located north of Del Mar, and it represents a community who, for many, live in a food desert. And so for them to be able to have the fresh produce and the prepared meals. Initially, when I started, my A1C was like 14. And over a period of time, my A1C went down to 5. That's huge. Yes. Just because of the meals being prepared and being ready.
With typically the way one would receive our meal is if you're just walking down the street and you need food and we're here, which is every day, and you knock on the door and you need meals, or you call us, we'll provide you with food. Now, if you need a longer term type of situation, then we try to work with you to figure out what your situation is, if we can connect you with some specific organizations. Basically just give food out whenever it's needed.
And I run a Red Circle, which is the organization that runs the farm.
Okay.
And so we harvest every Friday morning. We get it washed up and packaged up and then sent out.
Okay. Okay.
Part of the work that a Red Circle does, in addition to the Good Food Fridays, we have a healthy community market on the last Saturday of every month at our smaller garden, and we do cooking demonstrations. We provide recipes and cooking tips. Even in the Good Food Friday bags, we provide a sheet that has every food that's in the bag and how you can cook it and what it's good for. So those types of things are just kind of makes people feel like they're more a part of the food system and not just a charity case. So
You know what? Let me try.
you want to try something? I can see it all in your face.
Well, I feel bad if I...
Don't. That's why we grow it.
Okay. Well, if she don't come around here, I'll tell her, and then.
Yeah, tell them come around.
Okay. And how long have you guys been doing it?
We started doing this beginning of May because
Okay.
we were harvesting and we had to get this food out. And so
Okay.
we just said, come on over, get
Okay.
your fresh food.
Okay.
So not only are we bringing healthy food into the region, but we're also working to increase the demand for healthy food so that people want and expect and enjoy the food. Oftentimes, nonprofit organizations think you can just give a family a box of produce and say, here you go, eat this. But that's not the solution. You kind of have to talk to people about why nutrition versus just food in general is important. Make sure that families, know what the food is, how to prepare it, and all those types of things. You want people to enjoy what they're eating, not just saying, here's a box of food.
I'm always excited because I'm serious. It has made me eat differently. Knowing things like Swiss chard. I don't know nothing about no Swiss chard, but now I do.
There you go.
So I'm excited. Thank you so much. I should see
You're
you
so
tomorrow
welcome.
too.
Yes, you're coming to brunch.
I am coming
Awesome.
tomorrow.
Before COVID, we would send out blast calls to our parents to tell them we had a food bank, and our partnership with the St. Louis Area Food Bank just made sense to us. We were one of the first school districts to have an actual market because counselors and social workers would actually find families that needed food. So once you find those families that need food, then what do you do?
During the pandemic is when it really got hard for me and my kids with food. With 5 miles plus my mouth, it'd be kind of hard. So having a pantry here, it'd be a save. It'd be a gift, a blessing, I could say.
And we don't have that stereotypical food pantry. The food bank has provided stuff on shelves where some people can go and shop. That makes a big difference. Some people won't get the food just because of pride. And pride can be an ugly thing sometimes for some. But guess what? We got past those barriers and provide that basic need.
When I told the kids about the market when I came home, they were like, Mom, where did you get all this food from? I'm like, we got it right down the street, baby. They got cheeses, they got cereal y'all like. They was like, can we go there every day? I said, no, not every day. Every other Friday we get a chance to go down there and shop. And they was like, you gonna get us some more oranges? You gonna get us some more fruits and vegetables? Of course. So my kids are really big on fruits and vegetables in my house. So they're excited when I bring even the fig bars, the raspberry and blueberry fig bars that they have. They're very excited about them. I don't know what makes kids excited about fig bars. I don't like them, but they love them.
We need oxygen, we need water, and we need food. And guess what? We had the love, so we love them enough to go ahead and say our staff and our kids at the alternative school, we're gonna come out and provide and hand out the stuff.
You want me to tell you what I have to do? Because I can tell you what I had to do before I even knew the market was right here. And I lived over here for a while and didn't know this market was down here. I would have to make ends meet, try to get it. Go to family members' eggs. Hey, could you buy my kid milk, or could you give me a couple of dollars so we can get cereal or water or some juice or some chicken? Hey mom, mother-in-law, can you come bring the kids something to eat? But since J-Town Market, I've been introduced to it. My kids don't want for food, don't want for nothing to drink. I don't have to call and say, hey, could you get us something to drink no more?
You'd be surprised what pride would keep people in the house and stay hungry just because they don't want to access resources. I know that sounds crazy to some folks, but that does exist. And it's real, and we have to fight through those barriers, but that's through them relationships, the things we've done with them and building those relationships. And that takes time, but it's all right, it happens. I'm sorry, it happens. Sorry about that. And when they're in a climate that's, it's no offense, it's just a reality, low on healthy food, and they're in an area where they don't have the transportation because he doesn't have a car, then they're forced to eat junk food. And that's not helping the kid be healthy. So you wonder why you're having diabetes and high blood pressure with elementary school kids, because they're eating the junk, the hot fries and the stuff that's not healthy, but that's the thing that's being provided. So we call it a food desert. So when they're in a food desert for healthy food, then we providing those healthy meals. We got some that show up that don't even know how to cook these vegetables, because guess what? They're not ready-made in the community. And that's what we're fixing. We're able to provide fresh vegetables and provide stuff. The food bank has been huge on that from day one, because that's something that's a real need.
Enough, little lady. I think y'all got enough. Just need the chicken and we can get out of here.
So I grew up in Walnut Park West, which would be considered a food desert now. I wouldn't necessarily consider it at that time a food desert. Really, my family decided that they wanted to, save money on food costs. And so we had a 4-family flat at the time, and there was a plot of land next to us that we owned. And so we just started growing on that plot of land. I just remember being out running around in the dirt and playing in the dirt, and me wanting to work the tiller, which was interesting. I think I was 6 or 7. I was trying to work the tiller, and I was upset that I couldn't work the tiller.
We had Confluence Farms. There's about 250 acres total. 90 acres is forest land. I have about 3 plots on this location. It's probably about like 4 or 5 member growers out here. I was telling you earlier, my name is Tyran Lewis. My spiritual name is Heru Dejedi Adeleke. That means the crown triumphs through the strength of a king. Heru by itself means king liberator. So Heru Urban Farming want to liberate the people through food.
This is fig tree. Fig tree.
Oh.
See him?
Yeah.
Yep. So the farm was started about 5 to 6 years ago with myself and one of our board members. And it was really the first, the first attempt at trying to create a solution for food access, or at least the start of a solution. Once we started growing, we realized we really needed to look at the food system as a whole, right? And so that's one of the reasons why North Sarah and the farm exists, is because it's important to, one, produce the food in a clean, sustainable way. It's also important for the farmers to get paid appropriately. And then it's also important for us to have a facility where we can take that produce and then turn it into other products so that things aren't going bad in the field. So as we looked at the overall food system as a whole, then we started to say, okay, you know what? It's definitely important for us to have a farm, and the individuals that are farming, they should be incubating their own businesses. So it's really about entrepreneurship, even this place here. So the farm is really about individuals that are growing food on these plots of land in the city. If you want to scale up and you want to increase your revenues and you want to increase your impact that you're making to the community, well, a good way to do that is to start farming out with us. You become a member farmer, and then you'll grow with us for X amount of years. And then once you graduate, like one of our most recent graduates, Tyran from Heru Urban Farming, you graduate and then you get your own plot of land, and then you do the same thing. So each one teach one, typically how, the history of farming was anyway.
Teacher originally, I was a PE teacher, health teacher. I was in business, so I was a GM at one time too, assistant GM, and I just came up on farming. I was vegan at one point. And I know in the city of St. Louis, a lot of us don't have access to sustainable, healthy produce. And if we do have one, the grocery store is significantly different from your suburban counterparts. And I saw the need, and I just started growing food of my own. And then I found out that there's a need in the community and people wanted fresh food, so I just started growing. I got watermelons. I got different varieties of watermelons, I got yellow flesh, of course red flesh, and I got orange flesh and white flesh watermelons. Grow cucumbers, tomatoes, purple hub peas, okra, beets, carrots, Japanese mustards, bok choy, tatsoi, don't leave anything out, peppers, yeah. Go. Just a little bit, yeah. Yeah, she's gonna be a big one, because she's not even close to being done yet. If I can look at the spoon leaf, and the tendril, it's still green. So when those are brown, then she's ready. So, yeah, she's gonna be a big one. She might beat my record, Moon and Stars. So, love watermelons, my favorite crop to grow. I actually got watermelon in 2 other locations too. Cause I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, because last year skunks ate 3,000 pounds of my watermelons. So I'm trying to outsmart them, growing some here, some there, some here. So that's what I'm doing.
So the way that connects with this place is it produces a substantial amount of food. That food comes here. It gets turned into meals, meal kits, food boxes, and distributed out into the community in a variety of different ways, whether it be with St. Louis Area Agency on Aging, Affordable Housing Commission, St. Louis Housing Authority. All of those people that are part of those organizations and clients of those organizations receive food from us.
Yeah, I got access to some resources I would have access to. Irrigation, so I have irrigation out here. They have wash pack stations, have a walk-in cooler. They have a greenhouse, more space, all those things, a lot of tools that I didn't have access to.
So the farm is located at 2675 Shackelford Road. The name of the farm is Confluence Farms. So we have staff of individuals that work specifically for us at Confluence, or work with us at Confluence, and then we have incubating farmers that work with us as well. And we purchase directly from those incubating farmers. What's grown at Confluence by the staff is then is donated to us.
We do have a former school grant that we got last year, so we are involved in the community and schools. For example, Throwing School for the Girls, we did something with them. We did something with Green Sheen and Dickey, On the Rise in Spanish Lake. So different organizations around here we are involved with after school programs. A lot of kids come out to the farm. They come on field trips and they learn different stuff, they help out. So yeah, we got different organizations come out all the time. I mean, that's what I like to do. I used to be a teacher, so I love the kids. I love working with all ages of kids, so yeah.
And then we actually work with the farmers to take those products and turn them into value-added products. So that would be, which an exciting one is watermelon jelly. Never heard of watermelon jelly? Sounds like it'd be good. I want to taste it. And so we're going to work with him to develop his watermelon jelly product.
But I ain't covered these up either. But they still look good though, not being covered. Yeah, but it'll bounce back for this weekend. It'll get a little warm. Yeah, it'll be 70 today. Look at that one back there. That one beautiful back there, that purple one. Yeah. They got bok choys look good over here too. Yeah.
We're more of a facilitator for the food system, right? So we help farmers, we help artisans develop their own products. There's a number of different products here that staff develops and other individuals have developed that then are sold, and then we give them revenues for that as well. So we give them a revenue share.
Work with me, but I want to say thank you for coming. I appreciate it. All the little ones, this is my youngest group ever that ever came up here. So I'm really excited and nervous at the same time, but it's all good. I used to be a teacher too, everybody. So I used to be a PE teacher and a health teacher. So it's all good.
We're here. We're here to serve the community. The work that we do is important to your health. It's important for you to make sure you're paying attention to your diet. We believe wholeheartedly in our mission. We are helping people educate themselves on their diets and what they should be eating. So reconnecting with nature, eating more vegetables. You don't have to be vegan, but eat more vegetables and reduce fast foods to zero. What's in there, if you can't pronounce it on the bottle, why are you drinking it? Why are you eating it? Why are you consuming it? So those types of things are very important. You should really pay attention to what you're putting in your body.
It's funding and investing, not just like, here's some money, but no, invest. We're your neighbors, and we're not an overseas group, and we're not an out-of-town group.
One of the main goals that we have is we outgrew this space within the first 8 months of opening in 2020. And so we've been playing Tetris in the freezers and refrigeration for quite some time. We're sitting in this room now with all these boxes and everything, and this should be a grocery store. And so the demand requires us to produce more food and provide more entrepreneurial opportunities for the community. And we want to do that through producing food. And that requires a larger facility.
Our hope is that the North Sarah Food Hub is able to raise the capital that they need to expand their kitchen and have the ability to serve the community in the way that the community really wants and needs.
We've done over 3.5 million meals from this facility, 4.5 million pounds of produce distributed from this facility. And when I say meals, I mean meals that we've made. Like we made the meals, not, we brought stuff in from another location, or we bought Domino's pizza and gave it out, or McDonald's dough. You can't even give us that kind of food. You can't give us McDonald's, you can't give us Pizza Hut, you can't give us any of that stuff because we're not committed to giving that to the community. There's no canned foods, none of that. Everything has to come from an actual plant that was grown, that we can see, touch, tear apart. Doesn't come through that process. It's not coming from us.
That we're all in this together. We're in a shared mission to improve the health of our community.
I see us in the next 5 to 10 years really transforming the local food system here, because we're really focused on entrepreneurship. We're focused on supporting farmers. We're focused on more locally made products, healthy products, no preservatives, organic food products. And so I think there's a movement towards that. There's been a movement for quite some time, and we want to actually make that happen here and really make St. Louis a city a pioneer in those efforts across the United States. Like different cities are trying to develop different health programs and things like that. But I think, here we have a really good opportunity to set the foundation of something that can be great, that can be replicated in other locations.
Food insecurity and poor nutrition are not things we are going to solve overnight. This epidemic is going to take the entire community coming together to support organizations like North Sarah Food Hub. But these organizations need funding, and that's where you come in. To find out more about this crisis and to learn how you can help, go to the For You section of KMOV.com.